Hi everyone, welcome back to a long-awaited next episode of Confessions with KIYOKO&KANADE. Right now we're in the middle of a rainstorm situation, so if you hear that along with some thunder, wow, it's really loud, then just know that that's what it is. Hopefully we don't get struck with lightning in the middle of this and then it just ends abruptly. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited. We're gonna be doing something kind of different today, and instead of having our own kind of confessions, we're gonna be looking at some ones on the internet and kind of, talking about them. We just thought this would be a fun idea. So yeah.
So we're gonna read through a couple of funny, stories of confessions gone wrong on Reddit. And just have some comments and our thoughts because we just wanted to do something funny with you guys because we haven't done that for a while. And we haven't done anything not scripted also for a while. So,
Okay.
want to start with our first little story?
Yes, I'm gonna read this first one, and okay, hopefully, I feel like I cringe really easily reading something, but I'm just gonna read it. We're gonna get through it. I'll go first. We were having a normal conversation. We were sitting together and talking to each other while others were either busy in their work or staring at us from far away in the classroom. He asked what my type was, and I said I didn't have one, but I definitely prefer honesty. And I asked him about his. His reply was you, and then he turned and left the class. The bell had rang and he had to leave for his class. Upon impulse, I called out to him, and holding the end of his shirt, I said, "You're my crush."
What in the anime is this?
I felt dumb and I went inside the classroom feeling flustered. I definitely wanted to say, "I have a crush on you." I went to him later and asked him to forget about everything I said, and he was like, "Nope, I won't. I never bring that up, and he's not my crush anymore." And this is also my first and last confession.
Help, what?
This is one of my biggest fears for a confession, because it's like, what if it's just awkward and then you just can't really be friends after it because it's just weird, you know? Like, what do you do in this situation?
I think just funny because they're just they always try to be cool with the what's your type, and they're like you, but then you can't. It doesn't work if you just walk away,
Yeah.
because that's really weird. What do you want them to do in that situation? It's just
Getting interrupted by the bell or anything like that just sounds
it's so anime. Be so for real.
You need a good, a solid, I feel like you should plot out, you know what I mean? You need a good solid 30 minutes, I feel like, because you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna reflect the scenario, but you need that, because if you get interrupted, then it ruins the entire thing. There's you ruin the time building up to it, the ambiance is just gone, and then you just have to awkwardly bring it up later. How do you do that?
That's usually why you don't bring it up later. And then you're okay, I'll read the next one. Oh, I've got an embarrassing story. I'm in college, and fall 22 semester, I had this super fine graduate TA who taught the lab I was in. Once he realized I was basically as old as he was, he started getting real flirty and friendly. Friendly? What the frick? Friendly? What am I saying? Real flirty and friendly. He had all the subtlety of a brick to the face and would openly flirt with me in front of the class.
Ew,
embarrassing.
in front of the class.
Not in front of the class. That's weird. Anyways. So the final rolls around, and I knew I was going to confess my crush on him. He heavily suggested that I start at a question that was near him so he could be next to me when I started the final. In the class, we had to walk around to do our exam. It's practicum. Okay, anyway, after the exam was over, I waited until every student left the room, and I hung out for a while until I got him alone. I finally told him, "I have a crush on you," and he stared at me and was like, "Yeah, and?" Oh, as if he wanted me to say more. I blue screened so hard because I expected him to reject me outright, and I didn't know what to say. So I just went, "That's it, bye," and walked away at the speed of sound. He said thank you, and it's been awkward every time I've seen him since.
Thank you? Thank you is horrible.
What?
Thank you is the worst.
That's really okay. First of all, the yeah and
No, but it depends
what
how
did
we
you want? Did they say it yeah and or yeah and? But
and then you just left?
I think it's
Ooh.
awkward either way.
No, but also doing that in front of a class is just weird, because if the person doesn't reciprocate your feelings,
No,
you're just
the flirting
being
is weird. I'm happy that whoever this is waited until it ended, but like the exam ended. But it's still really weird to me that you would, first of all, if they're the one flirting with you, and then you confess and they're like yeah and it's ugh. What did you
Ew.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to read the next one?
Oh, that would be really insane. When I attempted confessing a few years back to one of my formers, it was interrupted by one of our mutual friends. My crush and I were walking out of class together, and that's when I decided to confess. I started off by saying, "Hey, listen, there's something I have to tell you." Then all of a sudden, our mutual friend comes out of class and starts talking to both of us. Why do people get interrupted? That's why you have to wait for the right timing, guys.
This is not a K-drama, guys.
I paused, and the three of us started talking about something else. Later that night, apparently my crush and the mutual were talking about me because the mutual sent me screenshots of their conversation. I told the mutual to tell my crush to message me directly. I got sent a second screenshot from the mutual. I didn't have to read the content of the screenshot because the mutual told me that my crush wasn't into me. I'll never understand why my crush used our mutual as a middleman instead of just contacting me directly. But that was her preference, I guess. I don't know if that qualifies as a hilarious story, but it was my first failed attempt at confessing.
That's not hilarious.
That hurts
That's
my
sad.
heart.
Okay, first of all, the middleman thing is so middle school because what the frick? We're not in, like, in elementary or middle school where, like, your friends would have a fight and then they would, like, send messengers to, like, so that you didn't have to talk to each other directly. It's giving that.
Yeah.
And it's like, are we not in a mature enough place where you can just talk to each other without
This makes
all
me
that
really
weird-ish?
sad, though, because, like, I can't imagine just, like, seeing a screenshot and just, like, your heart dropping because you find, like, imagine working up the courage to, like, tell someone you like them, and then they're just immediately like, "Oh yeah, my friend said," like, they didn't even tell them directly. Their friend had to be like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't, like, she doesn't like you." Like,
Is that
just
not
feels like a
messed the frick
disrespect
up?
of that person's, like, courage that they worked up.
I agree. Because, like, no, genuinely, the middleman thing is just so middle school. Like, we can disagree on that. Because, you should be happy that you didn't end up with them. Whoever this is. I don't know who I'm talking to. Okay,
I hope you're happy now, random person.
for real.
We don't know.
Okay, I'll read the next one. So I was flirting relentlessly with him for months. It was so bold and silly, you'd think it was ironic, but I actually meant it. Like, what if we held hands? Haha, imagine. Unless. Okay, that's kind of funny if it's the right person. Like, if they do it right. Or declaring I'm H's #1 simp and H club president. My neurodivergent brain found it easier to flirt through funny things and memes just in case of rejection. He told me he didn't get it at first, and later he thought he was just reading into things and thought I'm just jokingly flirting with him. He didn't want our friendship to get tainted from him thinking I'm interested in acting on it. At least he's, like, kind of considerate about it, I guess. Skip forward. One of our friends told me she's tired of me and H playing around. So she told me H, which is, like, I guess the person. I forgot to put because it was in brackets. So H is the other person, I guess, in this scenario. H confessed to her a while ago that he has, I thought confessed next to her. Confessed to her a while ago that he has a tiny crush on me. I got very flustered, but I thought, wow, that's really a whole while ago, and he doesn't really act like he does, so maybe he isn't interested anymore. But then H eventually found out through the same friend that I don't flirt as a joke and think it's confusing if people do. So after like 4 months, he got the courage to ask me if I'm actually flirting with him or if it's just jokes. I was so flustered. I wasn't expecting him to be that bold at all. I tell you, I went, and then quiet and started fidgeting hard. He waited and looked concerned, but then added, I wouldn't mind if you meant it. In fact, I would welcome it, but if it's just jokes, then that's totally cool.
That's so cute.
And I guess him saying that gave me the reassurance I needed. So I said, maybe I might have been flirting with you for real. Maybe for months.
Aww.
And his sigh of relief.
Stop.
I will never forget it. He was so happy and said he's been interested in me for a while, but didn't want to ruin our friendship by misinterpreting my actions because he didn't want to be that guy and thinks, oh, a girl is nice to me, so she must be interested. It's been 4 months since that initial confession now. We've been a couple for 3 and I still have such a massive crush on him. It feels unreal that such an amazing person loves me and teaches me to love myself. He makes me feel very at home and indirectly motivates me into becoming the best version of myself possible.
A happy ending. Wait, that's so cute.
But didn't we just get 2 stories? First one's like a bad middleman. This one's like a good middleman. I guess that just depends on if the middleman is a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this one, it was like their friend. But that's when it was just like...
sometimes you need a middle person because it's like you're too scared of ruining that friendship with that person that you might like, you won't do anything, but you might like
yeah,
a mutual
but you
friend
can
be
also like,
oh yeah, I think I have a crush on him, and like, you know, sometimes
and
it
you
can
like
work
notice that the middleman was like encouraging them too. So like it just like
Aw,
what is, because the middleman probably was just like Like, imagine just sending screenshots being like, yeah, he doesn't like you. Compared to,
Yeah.
like, oh, you guys should, like, you won't say you're actually flirting with him, so I'll tell him.
Oh, that's
And I was
cute.
like, "Aw."
Stop. Okay, this one is a lot shorter.
Thank goodness. I was struggling
Okay,
to
so
read for a while.
Let's hope this one ends happily too, but my grade 7 crush kept asking me the whole day who my crush was. I simply told him that I'll tell him if he guessed correctly.
Oh, grade 7?
He went
Oh my
over
gosh.
every single one of the guys in our class until he finally asked, jokingly yet kind of serious, "It's me, isn't it?" And I just told him,
Oh my gosh.
"Yes, it is you." I followed up by asking, "Who's yours?" And he said, "You," with that dang smile on his face.
Stop. What is
This may
this?
sound like a delusional moment. I wish it was, but I have half of our classmates as witnesses of this who were both shocked and screaming at our conversation, especially those who already knew about me having a crush on him. They kind of treated us like that K-drama couple the rest of the year, and the rest is history.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
stop.
But grade 7.
Yeah, but like
Even if they said this, I know it would not be with finesse. There would be some like awkward
I mean,
stares and
let's just
silences.
give them credit for just that alone. Don't think about it
Can
too
we all
deep.
acknowledge how old we are in grade 7? You're like 12 or 13.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
like, let's be for
yeah,
real.
that's kind of
I'll say it's really cute if it happened.
if it happened.
If it happened. Guys, grade 7, when you're 13, like, there's no actual intelligent things going through your head when you're 13.
Yeah, it's genuinely
No,
just,
genuinely.
like, I don't think you're in like the right headspace to be doing anything romantic, because it's like you're a child. You're actually a child.
I mean, we can imagine it happened in a really awkward way, but it still happened. So congrats. I guess. Question
So
mark?
next, we're gonna be moving on from the kind of like crush part, and we're just gonna go to just what is your funniest confession, and yeah, hopefully we can lighten up from the whole like, because some of that stuff was depressing. Like
Some of them are sad. Like, genuinely.
that kind of made me okay. Let's see if we have any. So looking, I think I found some more that are just related to like crush stuff. So I kind of wanted to talk
Nice.
about it more because like low-key, I've been getting into this. I feel like a like couples therapist for
Oh.
like crushes, you know?
Oh.
Okay, so the question here is people who have confessed to their crush, how did it go? And the first person says, he was the popular cool guy that was friends with everyone and a good student. No, I was the gangly awkward nerd who just happened to find some topics that we could talk about. Naturally, the nature of these simple conversations led me to fantasize about what could be. So after almost 2 years of inane and random chats, I sucked it up and confessed it all. Married now.
Really?
Wait, so
Oh
happy.
my gosh. That's so dang. Good for you.
That's
That was
so
short
cute,
and sweet.
though. I love that. That just made me happy. Okay, the next one says, I confessed to my high school crush 20 years ago. We sat on the radiator in history class and he very kindly told me he wasn't interested and gave me a hug while I tried not to get weepy.
Stop. What? I mean, at least they weren't mean about it. I feel like that's worse.
That's
though.
worse.
I would want them to be mean about it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Cause then how are you gonna move?
if someone like was mean to me after that, I'd be like, whatever. You know what I mean? But if somebody hugged me and told me like it would all be okay, I think I would think about that for the rest of my life.
Stop.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
my
I wouldn't
gosh.
be able, and that's worse though, because then at least I'm not saying you should like rudely reject people, but like sometimes it might be better for the person if they get over
No,
it
because I feel
quick.
like if it's like you like them because they're so kind and they like kindly reject you, it
Oh
would
my
just like
gosh, that
it would just like remind them of why they like you so much.
no,
Like, you know what I mean?
Sad. Okay.
My bad.
Oh. Okay, the next
Breathe.
one says, I confessed to my... Oh, I just read that one. Next one. She's my best friend. I confessed to her just after Valentine's Day because I just needed to get it off my chest. To my surprise, she feels the same way. Even with the virus going on, so I guess this is during
Oh.
the pandemic, we're still going strong and taking it slowly, but being really happy.
Oh,
I love best friends to lovers.
I know,
That's
right?
so cute.
because it's like then that means they actually like you as a person
Yeah, they
enough to
don't-
be friends with you, and then they're like, I actually
Like
like
they got
you.
to know you more, and then they wanted to be with you. That's
Isn't that so much better?
yeah, okay.
Okay, I can read the next one. Oh, confessed to my crush, and he friend zoned me. 9 months later, we started dating and have been together for 8 years. Being just friends for those 9 months made us understand each other way better than if we jumped into dating right away.
Those are like one of the few stories I hear that are like friend
Good?
zoning is good. Because
Usually they're bad.
but being friend zoned I feel like can hurt a lot more. Because it's like I like you, but not that much.
I like you, but like not
Not
that,
enough.
not like that.
No, but it's good that they started dating after and like they got to understand each other more. I just want to hear the story behind like how did they go from like the friends again to like dating? Did he be like, I can't just be friends with you? I'm sorry, I've read too many books,
Girl.
but that's so cute. Okay.
I can't just be friends with you.
The
I have to be less than friends.
next one says, it was really weird because she acted weird about it and turned me down, but then almost immediately started becoming affectionate and showing feelings she never did before. Well, after a month, she asked me out. We ended up dating for 4 years, and then she cheated on me with my friend.
That went really bad really fast.
This is weird, though. If they, like, reject you, I know that there are, like, some people who, like, you know what I mean? Like, they like that attention in a way. So it's like
But that sucks though.
No,
That's
it's
so
like
bad.
like, they like how you act when they're like about to ask you out, but they don't actually want to be with you, so they'll say no. But then they'll realize that they won't receive that same attention, so they'll just like
But there's like
be
some
affectionate
people
again.
that they act different when they like you and then when they're dating you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because but it just depends on the person whether that works. But it's always usually if you're friends with them first, because then at least you know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're getting into. I'll just read the next one. He basically exploited my crush on him by asking for rides all the time, never gave me $1 in gas money, flirted with me constantly, and ultimately rejected me.
dang.
Not
the
Imagine getting
rides.
used. That's
I have heard about that though, like some people dating other people for their car, and I just find
Please
that
be so for
insane.
real.
Like for their car is crazy.
Oh yeah, okay, like free rides is nice, but it's not that nice. Like nice enough to like completely play with people like
That's
that.
actually crazy. No, but like that's so mean because you're just like exploiting how they feel about you to get stuff. And I don't know why I find it funnier that it's for rides. Like if it was for like playing up money, I'd be like, okay, I
Whatever.
see, but no. They're like, can you drive me to Superstore? I mean, if you're not Canadian, you're not gonna know. I'm talking about like a grocery store.
Superstore?
Bro, can you drive me to the store? Like
The store.
I have a crush on you.
I love you so much. Can you please drive me to McDonald's?
Please.
Please.
Okay, the next one says, confessed to my crush senior year of high school, 2006. Dated, broke up briefly over the following fall, then got back together in summer of 2007. We've now been married almost 10 years and together a total of 13. So I'd say it worked out pretty well.
Aw, okay, that's
so cute. That's the thing though. I feel like I'm the type of person, I don't know if I'd be able to survive like a break up for like 3 months and then get back together. That just sounds so painful because like all the books and shows that I've seen where they like want to take a break and then they like would you be okay if you took a break with like your significant other and then they went to be with another like person and then they like came back?
That's not even like whenever I like talk to other girls about this, they always say it's like, oh, like let's see if he finds what he wants and he'll just come back to me. But I'm like, if he really likes you or loves you that much, why is he like? It's like you're giving him a free pass to cheat.
Yeah,
and then to be like,
feels
and then you're
weird.
like gloating that, oh, so she wasn't good enough, so you'll come back to me. That's not a flex. That's literally not a
I feel
flex.
like if you're taking like a break, I guess it depends on like the couple to define what that is. But in my mind, if you're taking a break, you didn't break up, so that doesn't mean you can go and like be with other people. It just means you want some time to like
Yeah, it just
think
depends
about.
on like what they define as a break.
But that is weird to me. Like imagine like a couple going on a break, like being with other people, and then coming back like a month later and being like, hey, so like
Ew.
we both cheated on each other.
So the thing is,
I don't know. That just sounds weird. Okay.
that is weird.
Okay.
Why
next
are you
one.
already laughing?
I just saw something else. I asked my crush to prom a couple of months ago, and now we're dating, in quotation marks, so I don't know. Dating. Of course not actually, because social distancing, hence the quotations. So I guess
Aw.
this was made in like, COVID times. It was definitely a strange experience because I was dumb and did it all over text, but she still said yes. I later learned that she didn't like me until I asked her when she realized how good of a guy I was. I'm so happy I did it because she's one of the few things getting me through this virus.
Aww, I mean,
that's so funny.
If they find it worth it, then that's good, I guess.
They're saying that she said yes, but then she didn't actually like him until later because she realized how good of a guy she was. That's kind of funny to me.
It's giving a rom-com though, low-key.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna try it out. Okay, we have another one. It's kind of a whole paragraph, so brace for the ride. This was back in high school, March or April of grade 11. I wrote him a note. He told the entire school about it, and nothing else happened, except me being embarrassed like crazy. I was mega shy back then. Fast forward to May of grade 12, he gives the note to our teacher who is making a toast to the grads at prom.
What the
But luckily the
fuck?
teacher has sense enough not to mention it in his speech. I found it weird that he'd keep that note for a year, especially once he started dating someone over the summer and was still with her when our prom happened. I guess he wanted to get back at me for not liking him when he liked me. But that was because my friend liked him then, and I certainly did not tell the whole school when I found out like he did with me. It's giving insecurity.
Ew, it's giving...
Why would you give that note to a teacher and think they're gonna read it out loud?
Why are you actively going... Like, imagine... You just have to keep that letter with you. Like, imagine just keeping it. Being, like, planning and, like, scheming in your room, like...
I'm gonna give
when they do the speech, I'm gonna give it and I'm gonna have my moment of glory. Like,
telling the whole school, too?
huh?
That somebody, like, wrote you a note and says, like...
Are you that bored with your life?
No, but that's just, like, disrespectful to that person's feelings. Because it's just, like...
No, because, like, huh?
But I guess, according to, like, some of the information later, he liked her first. But her friend liked him, which means... See, that's a considerate friend. You don't, like... She valued the friendship more, and she was like, I'm not gonna get with the guy that my friend likes. And then later, she liked him probably because the friend didn't like him anymore. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna tell the entire school. Like, I don't understand.
Get it together, brother. Like, are you that bored with your life? Like, why is this occurring?
I don't even know. That's just, I don't understand.
It's giving... Are you that bored? Like, genuinely, that's my only question. Like, people
you
like,
have nothing else.
The people who constantly scheme for other people, it's like you're putting in more effort into, like, scheming than, like, another, like, a relationship that could just be good.
And the fact that he started dating someone over the summer as well.
Like, you're obsessed, brother.
Like, I don't understand. That's actually crazy. Let's see some more. Okay.
Can I read it? Okay. Not that this is my time to shine. Okay. So I'm currently a senior in high school, and this happened in sophomore year. Well, I'm introverted and never fell in love, so let's call the girl Laura. Well, Laura is super funny and smart, and I started to develop feelings for her around freshman year. Well, I confessed to her around May of 2018. It was 3 p.m. and was after exams. We both had the same exam that day, so I know the exam didn't tuck her out considering her intelligence. I told her, hey Laura, we should go out sometime. She seemed confused at first, and then I told her, Laura, I think I've fallen for you. Did she become my girlfriend after that? No, she had a boyfriend a month later. We have never conversed after that day, and she still looks at me like I'm a psychopath. Even when we have the same classes, she just attempts to one-up me and counter everything I say. After that day, I began to struggle to talk to girls. Now, speaking to girls terrifies me just a little bit inside. I guess being introverted and sticking true to yourself has its perks and downsides.
I got worse than friend zoned. I
got no-zoned.
No, but like,
never heard
that's the thing though. If you've never talked to anyone like that in-depthly ever, and they just go, we should go out sometime, I think I have fallen for you. Like, it depends on how did you say it. No, but also if she had a boyfriend a month later, then she was probably already talking to somebody. So maybe she just like freaked out. You never really know with these situations.
The thing that kind of confuses me is that usually when girls like don't have interest in you at all, they'll like just try to like actively dismiss you. Like they'll distance themselves. But the fact that later he was like, oh, she kept one-upping me and stuff like that, that just confuses me. That's just weird. You know what I mean? Because someone confesses to you and you're like, I don't like you that way or whatever. Girls will usually like find it awkward and like try to like not be around them as much. They won't be like mean. Unless that's maybe she was just a bad person.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the vibe she's giving me because ugh.
Okay, I'll read the next one. I did it over text because I was feeling spontaneous. He texted back completely disregarding the text. He then went on to talk deeply, and those... I don't even know what that says. He just let's just say he ignored the text. About an hour later, he texted saying he didn't even see that previous text. It was just a weird feeling. Confessing my feelings, then being met with such an off-topic question.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know. They clearly, maybe, I don't know, because it depends on the person. Sometimes I'd be like, maybe they just didn't want to hurt your feelings. But then it's also like, that's worse. Texting it and being like, they didn't care enough to even respond.
Yeah, what's going on?
The next one just says he threw up. He threw up. Okay.
What the frick?
That's definitely a
I think that's the
reaction.
worst thing that can happen. It's no words, like visceral, like body reaction.
Like they just couldn't stand it so much they had to like
throw up. I would
puke.
cry.
Yeah.
Generally, that's just rude. Like I would be like, that's so rough.
Okay, the next one says, I admitted my feelings to her in a group chat with about 8 other people in it. She replied,
Oh my gosh.
That's very sweet. I got really excited, but then I later searched up what girls mean when they say that. And I found it was just a nice way of saying, yeah, I'm not interested in you, sorry. Also, it became a meme in class for about a week or 2 before everyone moved on. It was all fun, but looking back, I was just complete cringe. Okay, and someone else replied to it saying, why would you do it in the group chat? And I see that.
That's so true.
It's like pressuring them to answer.
She can't really, the girl didn't want to be mean.
Yeah, so.
But like, in a group chat, it's like proposing when there's like a bunch of people around.
Yeah,
it's like giving that same.
It's just like, okay, they shouldn't have made you into a meme.
But what is this, grade? Oh,
it didn't say.
Yeah, so. They kind of, that's kind of their fault though.
I can see the meme though, like, I like you. That's very sweet. Like,
that's very sweet. That's very sweet.
Okay. You want to read this one? It's kind of a long one.
Sure. Okay. Story time. I have a group of 6 friends. We were 18/19 at the time. We'd all been hanging out together for about a year, and I'd had a crush on one of them for at least that long. Let's call him Matt. I told one of the girls in our group, let's call her Abby, a long time ago, but I didn't really know the other girl that well. We'll call her Rachel. I'd known Matt most of my life, definitely longer than the others, and we were good friends at this point. When I told him, he said he suspected that I felt that way and was impressed with me for having the guts to tell him, but that he wasn't looking for anything romantic at all at the moment, let alone with me, which I'd assume, but you gotta shoot your shot, you know? Why did I choke on air? Anyways, some time goes by, and while things were awkward hanging out with the group at first, they got back to normal pretty quickly. One day I decided to hang out with Rachel one-on-one and get to know her a bit, considering she was part of the group and all, and we hadn't hung out much yet. This was maybe a month after I told Matt how I felt. We watched a rom-com together, and afterwards talked about a bunch of boys, of course, and I ended up telling her what happened with Matt. Same, she said, and I was done talking. What? I asked her. You liked him too?
No!
Yeah, and I also just told him.
What?
We figured it out, and turns out she told him exactly 2 weeks after I did. He basically had us both the same speech. The craziest part, our mutual friend Abby knew about both of our crushes the whole time and said nothing to either of us about the other. I mean, I get keeping your friends secret, but dang.
Oh, that's...
At least he didn't lie, but like also
he has game, like dang.
Literally.
2 girls.
No, but like, I feel like the best friend groups are the friend groups where either you know no one will ever like each other, or you know that even if they did like each other, it's like friends first.
Yeah.
It's like not even like, how dare you in our friend group by liking them, but it's like they would still be nice to each other even if someone got rejected. Like they care about each other enough that they won't like hurt each other's feelings by rejecting. That's so... What do you even do? How do you stay in that friend group after like...
That's... Okay. I want to read a happy one, so I'm just going to read the first one that says it actually went really well. I was scared too at first, and I didn't know if she would like me back, let alone accept me. We had been friends since first grade and had grown really close. I built up the courage to tell her how I felt, and it turns out she had liked me for some time. We started going out, and we've been together ever since. I love the ones where it's like, cute. You don't expect, them to like you, and then it just works out.
That's actually
oh, dang, cute. The next one says, she played me like a fiddle. Girl wanted nothing but attention.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, anyways, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Confessions with KIYOKO and KANADE. The rain has let up now, so hopefully we'll be able to record the other things we wanted to. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I got to talk about like a lot about the stuff we don't usually talk about. So
Yeah, it was fun reading, and like hopefully you guys were at least entertained by
I was
the
thinking we
stories.
could maybe do like a future episode where we read your guys' confessions, but that's something for another day to think about. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed listening to us read these random
Ramble.
stories. Some good, some bad, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.